Just a little bit of news, mainly revolving around the Elder Scrolls Online. Obviously, this weekend, we've got an event, the Dark Heart of Skyrim event. Now, the reason why this is important, especially for tanks, is because there is double drops in Vateshran Hollows. Now, the reason why this is important is literally the most best in slot piece of gear in the game is going to be dropped with more chance. So, obviously, you've got curated drops, so you're going to have to run half the amount of Vateshran Hollows now to claim all of the loot that you need, all of the set pieces that you need. And you don't have to do this Vateshran Hollows on Vet. You can do it on Vet, but you don't need to. You can just do it on normal. You're going to get double drops. It's going to be quicker and easier to get your Void Bash set. So I would advise, if you need it still, to get in there this weekend and try and grab it, because there's no better time to do it that's more value of your time than getting double drops. Now, if you are a tank like myself and you only play as a tank, what I would suggest is using the Accolade tank build. You can find that on YouTube and on my website, thetankclub.com. This build has been used to do Vateshran Hollows on normal and veteran no death. So it's possible to do it with this build. There's way more DPS than you need, especially for normal, so it shouldn't be that difficult. I'm also going to have a guide up tomorrow on how to do Vateshran Hollows on normal as a tank. Just a quick basic rundown of the mechanics, so you can kind of go in there this weekend and get through it nice and easy. So keep an eye out for that. That will also be on my YouTube channel, so check that out as well, the Tank Club on YouTube. During the Dark Heart of Skyrim event as well, it is going to be on offer, so you're going to get all of the DLCs on offer. If you haven't got them yet, you will need the Markarth DLC that includes the Reach, and that is where Vateshran Hollows is located. So get that picked up if you do want to start working towards getting your Void Bash your Void Bash gear set, sorry. The next big piece of information that has come out this week is the next incremental patch for PC has been delayed, and it's now going to be on December the 5th, and it's also going to be on December the 7th for console. And this is particularly important because obviously we're dealing with a very serious block bug at the minute, which gets interrupted by dodging and bashing. So that is being fixed on this incremental patch, and you are going to have to wait a couple of weeks. The good thing is console don't have to wait the extra month. So obviously there's like a couple of weeks difference between PC and console. You're not going to have to wait for all the other incrementals and all the other things. It's just getting fixed in the same week. So December 5th for PC Mac and December 7th for console, the block bug is finally being fixed. They have said that the timeline is a little bit longer because obviously the issues are complex. They want to make sure all the issues are fully fixed and tested, and obviously they've got to make sure that everything gets through the Microsoft certification and all that kind of stuff. So that is on the way. Block bug is being fixed, but you are going to have to wait another couple of weeks. Other things this week, guys. So we've got a Mythic item video over on YouTube, so make sure you have a look at that. If you want to know what Mythic items are really good for tanks, we have a full review of every Mythic item. So we kind of looked at them from the tank perspective, what's good to use, what's not really good to use. So if you want to kind of get a bit more information on which Mythic items to use, that is over on YouTube now. So it's worth going and having a quick look at it. We've also got a web page over on the website that gives you a bit of information about those and where to find them. So that is something that's worth looking at if you want to know about Mythic items. Yeah, so because of the Dark Heart of Skyrim event, we're doing it for the Vateshran Hollows. And the reason why is for the Vateshran One Hand and Shield. For me, this is an absolute best in slot gear set. So that's the gear set I'm highlighting this week. This is my gear set of the week. It doesn't matter whether you've got the perfected version or the non-perfected version. So the perfected version will give you extra health, which is nice, 931, or if you've got it in gold, sorry, 965 extra max health, which is fine. It's nice to have the extra max health, but you don't need it. It's not absolutely vital. Just getting this gear set is the most important thing. When you deal damage with Power Bash, you apply Call of the Void to yourself for 2 seconds. Enemies within 12 meters are immediately pulled to you. It is unbelievable when you use this gear set. It's a huge benefit in terms of sustain. So if you consider a Dragon Knight tank, if you've got 6 enemies that need to be chained in, you're going to have to spend 3,500 magicka for each enemy by using Unrelenting Grip on all of them. If you're on something like a Sorcerer tank that has to use Silver Leash, that's going to cost you about 3,500 stamina every single chain, which is something that you can't really afford to do because you're going to literally run out of stamina. So by using Power Bash, you go into an ad pull. It usually costs about 2,200 stamina to use Power Bash, and that is the entire cost to pull everything in one button. So this is the absolute best in slot dungeon piece of gear that you absolutely need to have for all dungeons. But it's only really useful on ad pulls, and you get the extra benefit that after the Call of the Void ends, you apply major aim to enemies in the area for 10 seconds. So not only do you chain everything in, it then debuffs everything as well. And the most optimal way to use this gear set is to kind of range attack an enemy and throw a caltrops down in front of it. Because as the enemies walk towards you, if you like range attack an enemy, they start to come towards you because it aggroes the ad pull. They start to walk towards you. And at that point, you want to have the caltrops down in front of them. Not on top of them, but in front of them. So they walk slowly onto the caltrops. And as the enemies come closer, you move in, you cast your Power Bash, and it chains everything in. You don't want to be sprinting into ad pulls and your first action to be Power Bash. You want to start aggroing the ad pulls before you get there so that things come towards you, because all the ranged enemies will also start to walk closer. And when you do that, you can then walk in, Power Bash, and everything gets pulled in. So this is absolutely essential for tanking dungeons. It is a fantastic gear set. It's fantastic for sustain. It makes ad control simple, easy, and it just makes dungeons much more enjoyable. And it makes things easier in terms of debuff, and you can pull everything and debuff it really quick because of this gear set. So definitely give this gear set a go. Definitely pick it up this weekend during the Dark Heart of Skyrim event. That is everything for this week. And these news sections, we're going to do information about various MMO games on these sections every week. Just kind of looking at different information about what's going on, mainly from the tank perspective, to kind of help people with that information. If you do want to support the Tank Club, you can check us out over on Patreon and different places like that. That support is really helpful to obviously keep us funded for our website, for our YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And all the support we've got at the minute is very much appreciated, so thank you for that.